Hey guys, welcome back to In the Atmosphere. Man, we got a killer show for you today. Gonna switch some gears. Been doing country the last few weeks. We're gonna do a little hip hop this week. We got the one and only Wiz Khalifa with Ty Dolla. We're gonna bang this one out. It's gonna be fun. Let's do it.
Try not to pass.
Okay.
Put in the Atmos theme.
All right, guys, welcome back. This is going to be so much fun. I've been waiting for this show for a minute. So we got the brand new single from Wiz Khalifa and featuring Ty Dolla. It's called You. And I'm going to break it down all the way through. Let's go to Pro Tools. Let's check it out. Okay, guys, you got the session pulled up here. Make sure you put your headphones on so you can hear everything binaurally. And again, I've had a lot of people been asking me about these headphones again, and just to reiterate what they are, they're the Audizies MM500s, the Manny Marroquin version, and they're absolutely amazing. I couldn't do my job without them. Depend on them a lot. So anyways, but put your headphones on and let's listen. All right, I got the track pulled up here, and I'm just gonna play like a verse and chorus so you get the flavor if you haven't heard the song yet, and let's check it out. What we got cooking? Here we go.
Why you do me like that? Oh, I know. Okay. Damn, who hurt you, baby? Took a chance jump, but you ain't land safely. Instead of talking about how you been played, you should take a look at yourself, maybe. Yeah, the diamonds was cool and the sex was crazy. The decked out villa out the country's your favorite. But who gon' go half when I'm sick? Been too much on the boat to be crashing it. So I gotta get up out of harm's way. Listen to what my dogs say. We all grow up one day. Can't keep blaming it on young age.
Say that shit's paid out. Put everything and all about you. Do all these ups and downs. Some way, somehow. Used to make it all about you. All about.
Damn, why it be like that? How you
All right, that's fun. All right, this track came into me in an audio form, so it was an audio import. So basically, like you've seen with me before, I got my template here. It's all set up, ready to rock and roll. And I import the song in the form of just audio. And then they all came in. I did my little color code all the way down through here like I like to do. We're just going to start from the top and just kind of show you what it did. Now, when you get a song like this from an artist of this caliber, obviously you want to keep the love. You don't want to be changing it too much. And the goal is, just being honest, is try to whip the two mix. That's my goal as an Atmos mixer. I want it to be as good or better than the two mix in the Atmos world. Sometimes that's very difficult, and sometimes it's super easy. This was a little bit of a challenge because it was a great mix and great tracks, recorded really well. And so it was, how do I get this bigger without losing the integrity of what Wiz and Ty wanted? So a few little tricks I did, and then just, try not to screw it up. But let's start from the top. We're going to go to the drums. I'll show you. We have got a separate track of kick, snare. The percussion is separate, and then there's a drum bus that's got a little bit of everything on it. And the secret with this is just getting that blend matching the two mix. So it's constantly going back and forth with the two mix to make sure that, that blend of what they had, I'm not changing that. It's still got that kick. There's a real tight, kind of a higher pitch kick, and it cuts. So I didn't want to mess that up, but we'll listen to just the drums. and the perk, and they're running all the way down here to my drum bus, and I've got a little bit of my normal thing. I'm doing a little bit of parallel compression. I'm not doing anything to the sub because I don't want to really change the integrity of the song, and this is kind of, the bass is driving that part of the jam anyway. So, but as usual, I'm going back to my up mixer down here, Mr. Nugent, and he is set in just a, come on baby, set in just an ambient kind of 3D fill. Nothing obviously coming through the dreaded center channel, the cricket, but keeping the drums where they're basically up front, but they got just a little bit of ambience in the back, so it just kind of sucks you in, makes it feel good. That sounds like this. Okay, so if you notice, I kept there's a bass line in there. It's not the 808. It's like a real bass. I kept that in the group because it seemed to, when I had it separated, the whole thing just kind of the glue of those, the two instruments fell apart between the drums and the bass. So when I kept it into the group and I kept it into the room, it's like, okay, now we're back. We're cooking now. So that leads us up to the kicking 808. It's got an 808, and then the bass is another 808 pass. So it sounds like this with the drums. And again, same trick here. I did I took the bass. I didn't double the 808 because it's more than enough for the room, but I did the other bass part. I doubled it, and I put it in the front and the back of the room, put it on objects. That way it keeps everything, I can keep it in phase that way. I always say balls to the walls. So the green balls in the front and the green balls in the back on the far outside. Don't bring them in a little bit or it'll phase, just like that. So, but that fills up the room with the bass. Sounds like this. Cool. Next in line, we got the guitar. I'll solo it up so you can kind of hear it. It's kind of got a cool little thing going on with that. And again, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel here. I'm just trying to make sure that I take what those guys had in mind and make sure that I just keep the integrity of that. Just put it into a bigger space without screwing it up. So let's see here. We got a little guitar action going on here. It's kind of a combination-y, sample-y kind of thing. It's kind of cool. Yeah. So all I'm doing there is I'm running to what I call Rev T, which is over here. I think I've showed you guys this before. And that's a two-mix stereo effect. So I got Rev T here. It's just the Pro R. I've got that set timing to the tempo of the song, and then I'm just filtering out the top end a little bit just to take in, the top end off of that. Okay. Get out of the guitar, and then the next thing up, and we have some synth passes. This first synth pass is this. So I've got that panned out to the sides, kind of left and right, just a little bit to get that big width. And then I forgot to show you this on the acoustic or on the electric guitar. I've got it up top because it's that swirly kind of ethereal thing, and it just makes the room feel big and huge. So that's what I did there. Then we got the whistle part. The whistle's kind of the hook and the signature of the song. And the only thing I did to this is I made it where it does some Q&A where the first two licks get doubled with the delay. And the delay I'm using is just straight up mod delay, and you know, half notes, 30% on the feedback, you know, nothing too crazy. Filtering it hard, a little bit of good old-fashioned reverb on it to kind of give it that washy a little bit of effect when it repeats. So that way, when this line plays, which is right here, and then it cuts. Out. And it does that every single time all the way down through the song. It's cool, and it doesn't, you know, it's subtle in the mix, but it gives it just a little bit of depth where you just feel like, okay, it's a lot bigger now. There's a couple little of effects, did some movement on, like this little steam effect. And it's got a couple of vocal things in there too, so it's kind of cool. Made that move in the room. Then we get down to the man himself. This very first section is classic Wiz. His infectious laugh kills me. So wanted to make that where it's just a little bit bigger. You know, it's so cool. And you can't really do this in stereo. You got left and right, and that's about it to make this effect. So what I'm doing here is I'm using my infinity effect, which is basically, I'll show you that in a second, and I'm using it subtly and just pulling it in on the first laugh and then the big laugh, so it sounds like this by itself. Little thing there.
Why you do me like that?
Nothing there.
Oh, I know.
So that's all I did to that. It's just to give it a little, hey, yeah, this is an Atmos mix, baby. You know, nothing too crazy. And then the fun part down here. Okay, so that's basically all I did to his vocal. And then when we get into Ty's hook and his lead down here, it's just pretty much him doing his thing, man. He singing his butt off. So
Say it loud, say that shit's played out. But everything ain't all about you. Been through all these ups and downs, some way, somehow. Used to make it all about you. All about.
So that's just got a little bit of room on it. That's about it. Nothing fancy there. We get to all that. I got a whole bunch more to show you on the vocals that we did, but this is just the basics of it, of the whole thing. One really cool part we did, when it gets to the bridge, it's got a cool part that Ty's saying that's like, it just seemed like it needed to be kind of different. To break up the song a little bit and move it back. So what we did is I moved it back into the room a little bit, and I used this thing called Energy Panner, and it is made by a company called Sound Particles. They make a lot of great products, and I love this thing. It'll do stereo. It'll do stereo to 5.1, 6.1, 7.1. It'll do everything. All, you know, Atmos, whatever. In this instance, I'm just using it in a stereo form, and then I'm using the panner, and I'm automating the panner to help the movement a little bit around the room. So when we get to this part here, it's going to sound pretty crazy by itself, but you'll get the idea.
10 toes down. Need you solid when I'm not around. Don't be crying, saying nothing's wrong. When I know you take shit personal.
So it's cruising around the room a little bit. It gives it movement, and when it's in the track, it feels like this.
All about 10 toes down. Need you solid when I'm not around. Don't be crying, saying nothing's wrong. When I know you take shit personal. And you know we've been here before.
Yeah, that's cool. Use the same effect. He does this little choir thing in the outro. And I thought it was cool to kind of add that same effect to that too, just to kind of give a little continuity. So here's what happens when it gets to that.
All about you.
That's crazy. You know it's all about you, girl.
Still
cool. Energy panner, man, that thing's great. It has so many things you can do with it. And it does more than just circles and stuff. I mean, it does crazy stuff. You just have to get into the parameters. But this is just a quick thing I used it on, and you can set the threshold and the ratio, how fast and how it moves, and it's just a really cool piece. So, and I also used just a little bit of our Rev T. It kind of automates in just a little at the tails, just to give it a little more zest. So then Ty's part, I already showed you that. So now we get into all this stuff that the guys did. It's great. They recorded all these throws and all this stuff going on, all these Q&A things that are happening. Some of them are real washed out and everything. And the secret to this is I put this stuff everywhere. So I got this stuff panned all over the moon, and it moves a ton. So I'll play it from, let me show you what it sounds like by itself, because it's pretty interesting. So it's like the tails of the verbs and stuff. They're kind of moving around. Got stuff rising up.
So I got a harm's way. Dog say, one day, young age.
Anyways, you get the idea. So with all that going on, and you have the vocals staticking up front, it just sounds freaking huge. I mean, you're in the room and it's like, dang, it's a wall of Wiz and Ty, So anyways, let's check that out with the whole enchilada going. All right, this is everything, and I'll pull back up the render so you can see what's going on with the magic object green balls there.
Damn, who hurt you, baby? Took a chance jump, but you ain't land safely. Instead of talking about how you been played, you should take a look at yourself, maybe. Yeah, the diamonds was cool and the sex was crazy. The decked out villa out the country's your favorite. But who gon' go half when I'm sick? Been too much on the boat to be crashing it. So I gotta get up out of harm's way. Listen to what my dogs say. We all grow up one day. Can't keep blaming it on young age.
Say that shit's played out. Put everything in all about you. Do all these ups and downs. Some way, somehow. You still make it all about you. All about.
Yeah, fun. So that's basically what's going on there. So I'm not reinventing the wheel here, just kind of making sure that I keep the integrity of the mix. Do a few little things, but subtle, and just make it big and make it atmospheric, and hopefully do it where it matches the two mix or better. So I think we accomplished that. I hope we did. So yeah, so that's about it. That's the new you from Wiz and Ty. So I appreciate those guys, and thank you, Taylor Gang, for allowing me to do this. And best of luck to you, Wiz and Ty. This is a great song. It's going to do awesome, always does. And I want to thank everybody for all the kind comments and everything that's been coming my way about this show. It means a lot and keeps me going every week to do this. And it's fun when you got music like this. And one beauty of my job is I get to do all genres of music. I get to do everything from country to hip hop, to rap, to Latin, to you name it. It's jazz, classical, it runs the gamut. Never know what I'm going to get. I feel like a human jukebox every day. Who's going to spin what? So, which makes it interesting, makes it fun for me and challenging at the same time. So, appreciate you guys. And again, thanks to BMG for everything they do for me. And this is especially thanks to Tim Reed. You're my man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Hooking me up with these guys, and I hope I get to do more with them. That's an amazing opportunity. So then I got to tell you about next week real quick, and then we'll let you go. Next week, the show is going to be, we're dropping the brand new Wolfgang Van Halen record, Mammoth 2. It's coming out on the 4th of August, and I got a big show about that, and we're going to break down some stuff on there and talk about the genius of Wolfie Van Halen. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So anyways, remember to subscribe, ring that bell, Every one counts. It helps me a ton. I appreciate it. And we'll see you next week.
Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell down below and make sure you get notified for all of our upcoming episodes here at Enter the Atmosphere.